Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fight Business. I want to talk about a fight that happened not too long ago between Fury and Jake Paul. I do want to mention that this is going to be a raw discussion, meaning there was no script written beforehand or that there's not going to be any editing. It's just initial thoughts, first impressions. I don't want to make this discussion too long, so let's just get into it right away. So before we get into the fight itself, let's talk about the fighters. So let's talk about Fury first. So I didn't know who Fury was. Like I knew about Tyson Fury. I didn't even know that he had a brother or like a cousin or whoever. I mean, if you guys can tell me if it's a brother or a cousin or a niece or a nephew, whoever it was that fought Jake Paul, please go ahead and tell me in the comment section. But I did not know about this fighter, about this boxer, until he got into a discussion with Jake Paul, into when the discussions started happening about him fighting Jake Paul, and when his fight fell through with Jake Paul earlier as well. So that's when I first found out about Fury. Apparently he's a professional boxer, but Jake Paul I knew before I knew this Fury guy. Honestly, I didn't even know that Tyson Fury had a brother who was also a boxer. Anyway, Jake Paul. I found out about Jake Paul when he fought Tyron Woodley, and actually, I didn't even know who Jake Paul was. Like, I never knew who Jake Paul was. I only found out about him when he got on the fight scene, and people give him a lot of hate. That's a whole other discussion. But quickly, I would just say that it could be just somebody, thinking that, hey, I'm on YouTube all the time. I want to, I'm a star. I'm a YouTube star, but I want to be a star that does something. So let's go and, kick some, fight. I think what he's just trying to he's just trying to get ahead. So, by the way, I don't like Jake Paul, but that's not because he trash talks or whatever. I mean, I think he's just trying to get ahead in the game. He's trying to prove something. He likes boxing and he works hard at it. I just don't like his face or something. I don't know. I just don't like him. But that's just me. I'm not a big Jake Paul fan at all. I didn't watch the fight live either. But Jake Paul gets a lot of hate, which I don't really get. I think he's just. But for him it's good because he does get a lot more views and a lot more. It's good for his career. Anyway, going back to the fight. Let's talk about the fight itself. So I didn't watch the fight live, so I can't really talk much about it. But I watched like a couple of minutes of highlights, and what I watched, I saw both ways. I thought both fighters were getting success. Sure, Fury got good hits, but I think Jake Paul was doing well. I think he was holding well in there. And considering who he fought, before, just some old guys over the hill, washed up UFC fighters like Tyron Woodley. That's the one guy that I remember he knocked out. So, his credit should be given where credit's due. You can't just come from YouTube videos and I don't know what he was before and just be on, Twitter and Instagram and, do all that telecommunication sharing Facebook stuff and then just step in the ring and knock out a UFC fighter. Doesn't matter how old he is. It's still, I think, in my opinion, I think that's credit should be given where it's due. But like I said, I don't like Jake Paul. And but I do think that the result overall, I think the fight was close. The result kind of showed the same thing, that it was a split decision. Overall, I think everybody got happy because he had a lot of haters that he's talking about boxing and all this stuff, and well, he's working for it too. But so it's like a nice ending for everybody. Fury is happy. His brother Tyson is happy. That his image is all good too, because Tyson Fury, he's big. He's undefeated still. He beat Wilder twice or 3 times or something. But back to Jake Paul and the Fury guy. It's good for everybody, because for Jake Paul, it's good for him because it kind of it will push him more to focus on his boxing skills, because he did pretty well. He's doing good in the boxing skills, whatever. I don't know how many fights he's had, like 4, 3, 2, I don't know. But it will kind of like put him in his place. He finally fought a young professional boxer and got beat split decision. That's what it is. If he wanted to step in the boxing world, and that's what he did, and that's where he is. But that's about it for this discussion here. So that was Fury versus Jake Paul post-fight discussion. Thank you guys for your time and your attention.